5. And we're live.
Y'all live.
All right. Meet you. Welcome to another episode of Pages from Rock Bottom. I'm Ken.
I'm Matt.
And tonight's episode is Forgiving the Past.
Forgiving the past.
Letting go of what can't be changed to make room for what can. So welcome. How was your day?
Day.
You want to talk about it? No? Okay. My day was good. Hi, everybody. Tell us where you guys are from, what you guys are doing, who you are, so that way we know who's watching. Tonight's episode is Forgiving the Past and letting go of what can't be changed to make room for what can. Are we on messages over here? Yeah, comments.
Almost.
So welcome, everybody. So tonight's topic, we're going to talk about a topic that really hits home for both of us, especially for me. I'm sure it does for Matt too. Because letting go of the past is something that I don't think I've fully done either. Maybe I said that wrong.
What's up, Jeff?
Hi, Jeff. I mean, if he wants to come on and talk, he can come on and talk of letting go of the past. But that's something that I still struggle with because I still have a daughter who is in her 20s that I haven't talked to fully since she was 8 years old and absolutely wants nothing to do with me. So even though no matter how good I've done, or I am doing, I guess some wounds just don't heal. So that would be like one of the personal things for me of letting go of the past, because it's one thing that I can't change and is totally out of my control. Maybe one day she'll find it in her heart to want to have a conversation with me. But until that day, I will continue to sit here and just, I guess, wait and hope that I really don't even know. I know what I would say, but I don't know what I would say.
Yeah.
Because I freeze up on the conversation, I get stuck, and I overthink it. So that's why it's personal for me, amongst other things. Other things. But I've forgave a lot of things in my past. What about you?
For the most part, it's still guilt and regret that I carry.
Yep. Pain. The pain from the past that you've caused other people.
Yeah.
Not so much mine. It's what I've done to my children. Another one would be not going to my mom's funeral. I didn't want to see her like that. So I never really truly had that chance to say goodbye to her. But I chose to stay stuck in a bathroom with a spoon and a needle. That was a whole thing for me. So that's another thing from my past that I struggle with forgiving. I probably forgave myself for 1,000,001 times and then took it back like I didn't deserve it or something.
Yeah.
My kids mainly. I think that's something that we all struggle with when it comes to forgiving ourselves for the past.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's kind of things I feel like I neglected my family of, right? Like when I graduated high school, instead of walking the stage, I drove by fucking snorting hot rails. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I robbed my mom of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That something still eats at me. Allegedly, I used to be a dealer.
He said allegedly. Yeah.
It's hard to ignore all the lives I destroyed, people that lost their lives. And no matter how much time goes by, I can't help but feel responsible for it.
Yeah, same. The death of my son passing away, I feel responsible for that. That's another thing that I hold on to. But that's just the one thing that used to lead me to darkness now that I use as a light to continue my journey, and to guide me in the right direction.
Yeah. I used to use my pain as a justification to stay stuck where I was.
Oh, me too. I used to use every inch of my pain, every excuse. I don't care if I stubbed my toe that day.
Yeah, I didn't know how to cope with anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get high just because I stubbed my toe on the bed and it hurt real bad,
Especially when it comes to like emotional.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know how to handle any emotion.
Yeah.
If I was happy, I wanted it to be even better. If I was sad, I didn't want to feel that way anymore. But
yeah,
temporary fix for a permanent problem.
Yeah. Jeff said, "OMG, Kimmy."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a lot of things in my past that I'm not proud of. I've lost my kids twice in a row. I've never been what you say a great mother. I'm trying to be a good mom. I never truly knew how to be a good person until this time around. So I regret not ever taking the time to really try to figure out who I was or who I wanted to be or who I wanted to become. I do regret stuff like that. But I think I've actually forgave myself for just about every bit of it. But I go back to it sometimes and I get back into that little pot and stir it sometimes because, there's always lessons learned when you go revisit something, but I know today that my mom would be proud of who I am. My son, if he ever, if he is up there, if there is a heaven, which I believe there is, and he's, looking down on me, he would be proud of the person that I've become. And I want to set that example for, the people who see me today, even my children. I want them to look back and be like, man, she really did that. Like she went through this, like whether it's like losing a loved one, being, raped, beat, whatever the case may be, like, and saying, man, like you survived that and you came out stronger than before.
Yeah.
So many regrets, but lessons along the way that have molded me and helped me grow into the person I am today. Way to the past. Oh, that's a good one. Discuss how the past can shape how we see ourselves and our recovery.
So the majority of my past, like it's from trauma from my childhood. Like I pretty much blocked out my entire childhood, and then I was already getting fucked up, so I don't remember most of my teenage years nor my 20s.
Yeah.
I remember bad times in it. I mean, I do remember some good times, but there's a lot of it I don't remember. But the things I'll never forget is the shame, the guilt, and the pain that I always carried. Which in return, like, it totally deflated my self-worth. I didn't have any.
Yeah.
I was at a point where I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I prayed for death and I welcomed it. And then going into my recovery, like, I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know how to love anyone else truly. Yeah. I knew how to love actions, but I didn't know how to love people.
That's good. That's good. Love actions, but not people. What does that truly mean, though?
About the actions.
Yeah.
For me, it was pretty much like, what can you do for me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Was that love or was it something else?
Convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I had true love for my family, but I didn't feel worthy of their love. Right. So I would isolate, and the only person that I consistently talked to during my active addiction in my family was my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then no matter what, like even before Jeff got into active addiction, which that's guilt I carry too, because I feel like I had a big part in that. You know what I mean? Like that may just be me catastrophizing it in my own head, but I've always kind of blamed myself for him even getting into that life.
I've been there.
But at the same time,
He said, I don't know. I don't know. For me, I just use my past mistakes to build something different for myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm a worst case scenario type person. I'm a worst case scenario, the type person is gonna just worst case scenario the fuck out of the shit. You know what I mean? Your brother said we can always talk. But I'd say today, like I take everything that, has went bad in my life and I use it for those worst case scenarios because I know what can happen. And that's how I use it and shape my recovery today and for my recovery. Because if I know for a fact that if I walk out that door and there's a 50-50 chance that the situation I'm about to get in is going to make it to, I possibly could go to A, jail, B, get high, or C, not come back home, it's not happening. Kimmy's going to stay home. She's going to make a healthy decision because she can do that for herself today. And she's going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
As before, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going. Who's going to stop me? What's going to happen? What's the worst that's going to happen? But today, I'm not like that.
I mean, that's it too. There's different stages of it. So carrying my past and early recovery, like I still stayed stuck in those defects and those emotions, and there's defense mechanisms. You know what I mean?
But it can shape us into so many different things.
After I learned that I had to walk through it and feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to sit in it for a while, and you gotta learn to let go. You don't have to forget, but you gotta learn to let it go and forgive yourself for things. And that's probably one of the hardest things I ever did in my life was forgiving myself for something that I had blamed myself for so long.
Yeah.
Because after you tell yourself for so long that something, is your fault and you've done wrong, you believe that shit. You've done talked yourself right into it probably 5 minutes after you started telling yourself that it was your fault.
Yeah.
But if you tell yourself something so long for so many years, like that becomes your reality. It's not just words, it's your reality.
That's core belief.
And yeah, but it's hard to break something like that. You know what I mean? Because then it's a habit, like, addiction, it becomes something that you just do at first, but then it's pure habit. It's something that you have to do. But my past this time around has shaped me into somebody I'm proud of, and continue to be proud of. And people may not like every little thing that I do or how I do things, but righteously I don't care, because it's not that person's recovery and it's not that person's, their life, it's mine.
Yeah.
And I do what works for me and you do what works for you. And I feel like that's how people's recovery should go, whether it's if you use things from your past to shape what your recovery is going to look like today or in the future. Take all those good little things and even the bad things and mold something and make your foundation beautiful.
Absolutely. What does it feel like to carry old pain into a new chapter?
It's terrible. It's horrible. It's probably the most horrible thing ever because one, it's scary when you first get into something. Like sobriety is the scariest thing I ever did. Getting in recovery was the scariest thing I've ever had to face in my life because then I had to look at everything that I did and I had to look at me.
Yeah.
I had to face me. You know, it was like, I've said this so many times, you know, it's like having split personalities, right? You got two different people inside your body, which is the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A dark passenger.
You know, yeah, you can call it whatever you want. Mine's just a bitch. I keep her, like, me and her conversate 24/7.
It's sick.
You know what I mean? But you have this person that you have to argue with to get your life back, and it's yourself. It might not be the person that you truly are, but it's the person that you fight with 24/7. And I was scared. You know what I mean? It was one of the hardest things I ever did. The hardest things I ever did, but one of the most joyful.
Rewarding.
Yes, you stole the words right out of my mouth. Rewarding things that I'd ever accomplished in my life, and I'm still accomplishing.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was I used to let my pain define me. I let it, whether it was self-inflicted or harm done to me, I let it do my thinking for me.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's going to decide how I talk to you, whether I go into fight or flight. It's going to determine how I think of myself, right? And this is why Justin Knable,
Yeah.
he introduced me to reframing.
Yeah.
And I still tell him to this day, like, that was fucking monumental for me.
Yeah.
Because I was starting to take accountability, self accountability, right? I'm running up to what I did, but I was still in a place where I didn't want to let that shit go. Like, yeah, I was working on it, but I'm still holding on to it, right?
Why? Why was you?
Because I didn't know how to let go of it yet.
What was that moment like?
What moment?
When you learned to let go.
Yeah, the phrase, like, it feels like an elephant sitting on my chest. I felt like that weight was lifted.
Yeah, for sure.
But like you said earlier, like, I might lift that motherfucker off, but then I might put it back on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a roller coaster. But
yeah.
when Knable introduced me to reframing, like,
That's true.
okay, all these people that said I'm never gonna fucking amount to shit, I'm gonna be either end up dead or in prison.
Yeah.
Now I use that shit as motivation. All that self-talk I used to have, you're never gonna be shit, you're never gonna do shit. Now I let my actions do the speaking for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, if I'm having a bad day, like today,
yeah.
Fucking terrible day. But as soon as I walk in, like, I see you cooking, I'm looking at this house, like, this is everything I fucking prayed for and I worked my ass off for.
That's everything you wanted.
Absolutely.
And we can't let one bad, well, we can't let not just one bad day. Let me rephrase that. We can't let bad days or bad situations make us act on impulse.
That's it. I can't catastrophize the situation because something's not going the way I want it to, or I feel like I'm not being appreciated, or whatever the case is. Like, my fucked up mind, I will run with it, overthink it, and make an impulsive decision because I feel like I need to protect myself. When that's where you come in and you ground me, because you're like, take a step back and let's really fucking think and talk about this.
Yeah. You got your pros and your cons of it, right? But once you start thinking rationally,
Yeah.
things change a little bit, you know? Why do we struggle to forgive things that are already behind us? Whew. Man.
For me, it was like I said earlier.
Mm.
I let it control me.
Oh.
Whether it was me justifying myself to do what I wanted to, or whether it was me using it, that fucked up self talk, like, you're not going to be able to do it anyways, you might as well quit.
Well, mine is because the damage is already done. We struggle to forgive things that we've done because that's something that people don't ever forget. Whether we don't forget it, we know damn well that other people don't forget it, whether it's our children, parents, significant others, whatever the case may be, or whoever it may be. It's because the damage is there. You know what I mean? So why it's like, why do we want to go and try to repair it? We have to start repairing it. So the damage is done. And for me, that's why it's hard for me anyway, to forgive things. Like, it's just hard because making amends is a motherfucker. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
It's hard. How do you really truly look at somebody and that person's like, well, we've heard this before, actions speak louder than words. Been there, said, said that a million times and done that. But like, how do you truly like, what I do? But how do you truly, do that? How do you do that? You know what I mean? But I did. I started with me first, realistically. But when it's hard to forgive things when the damage is already done. Yeah. You're like, where do I start?
Well, especially when the things we've done, when it molds the way whether it's things we've done or things that happen to us, when it begins to mold how we react to things, or the way we think, or the way we love, or whatever it is. Yeah. Like, it becomes part of you.
Yeah. And it's always that thought in the back of your mind, like I said, that the damage is already done and everybody already has their opinion of you.
Yeah.
And it starts with that, like, they already think this way. How do you change that?
Yeah.
But you got to change your thinking and be like, it doesn't matter what they think, because you're not doing it for that person. Forgiveness is for you.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's for you. And if you ever get out of that little bubble and you're like, man, I just need that person's forgiveness, it is not about that person. It's about you. And the forgiveness is for you. So that way you can grow internally and you can get that peace that you need internally. It was for me.
When I first heard that forgiveness is you and not for the other person,
it's the truth.
It took me a long fucking time to understand that.
It's for you internally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, it took me a long time to realize that
this one,
forgiving someone is it's just me doing my part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I cannot control how other people feel, think, or what they do. Yep. So me doing my part, he used to fucking tear me up that I couldn't control things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's not up to me.
Not.
I can't tell somebody how to feel or how they should feel, or.
And you don't make other people feel any type of way. Somebody's gonna be like, well, you made me feel. No, I didn't push your fucking I feel button.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't walk up to you and say, oh, I'm gonna piss you off today, I'm gonna push that button. It's not, we allow ourselves to feel that way. That's Kip 101 taught me that. You know what I mean? The Kipster. But yeah, it's definitely I, you know, kind of thinking back on that, it's like nobody makes you feel like I learned a lot from that man. You know what I mean? And that was my forgiveness moment. Was with him, a one-on-one session, and that elephant you said being lifted up off your chest was probably that day when it was like that little grass. I explain it like that all the time because it was just a little patch of grass. You know what I mean? And I come off the little sidewalk thing and was skipping across it, and like that may have been my forgiveness moment for a lot of things, especially the death of my son, and not being there for my mom when I should have been.
Yeah.
Instead, like I said, I was drowning my sorrows in a spoon and a needle. So like, it's forgiveness is something that you have to do for yourself internally. And today I'm not going to push anybody's piss you off button.
So that was your moment.
Yeah, it was my moment. I'll never forget it. And I always praise him for that moment because I never ever looked at it like you can pull a positive from a terrible situation, but there's that reframing, like
Yeah.
and he was like, but you can. I'm like, how the fuck can you pull, a positive from the death of your child?
Yeah.
Like, and then, he's like, and I'm not going to try, I swear. But he's like, he was there with him when he needed you the most.
Yeah.
And your other children get to keep their mother and see their mother, and you get to watch them grow up. So there's your positives. Everything out of that day might have not been great, but there was definitely positives from it. And that changed my whole perspective on how I was looking at everything.
So,
Every problem has a solution,
mm,
and you can definitely pull a positive from any given situation, even if you don't want to at that moment, but I promise you, later in life you can.
yeah. So I'd say, like, I can't say that there was one definitive moment, but I had multiple ones because there was multiple things that I had to forgive, and I've talked about it numerous times, but when we were in the middle of a group and Miss Angie was like, "Now, do you love your daughter?" Yeah, absolutely. Would you die for her?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Then why the fuck won't you live for her? And something like initially I'm fucking raging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's my go-to back then. Like I'm fucking automatically angry. Like,
hi, Rebecca.
Jeff used to call me Trigger Matt because it only like one little word is gonna fucking set me off.
Yeah.
But it was in that moment, like I'm carrying all this guilt and fucking shame, and it's keeping me sick and it's keeping me stuck, and it's not letting me live.
Yeah. And that's what you first got to get rid of.
Yeah, because I was at that point where I didn't want to just fucking exist anymore. I want to live. You know what I mean? So I kind of started to change everything, and and it wasn't just about Aubrey. It was about my mom. It was about Jay. It's about my brother, my sister, my nieces, like all these people that have watched me slowly kill myself. Like I want them to see the better side of me too. You know what I mean?
Even when you didn't know what that looked like.
Yeah, no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Or even know if it was possible.
Yeah. I was like, what kind of human am I going to be?
But
like,
I found the willingness to fucking try.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think that's one of the scariest parts about forgiving yourself and working on yourself in recovery is because you don't truly know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And once you start finding yourself, you're like, man, where did you come from? And you just start growing internally and you start getting, you start looking through a different set of glasses. and you start seeing life a little bit differently, and things start changing for you, especially when you start forgiving yourself.
Yeah, it was for me, I think Tiffany gave me a challenge to do positive affirmations every morning.
Yep.
Right, because I couldn't look at myself in the mirror, and it was either like 23 or 24 days I'm into this, and that was the first time I was able to walk in a bathroom and I looked at myself without thinking about it. Like, didn't even hesitate. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I finally looked at myself in the fucking eyes, and I was like, there might be fucking hope.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You
Like-
really said it with it through.
And yeah. It only took me 26 years to grow up.
I mean, at least you did.
Yeah.
At least you did. Most people don't. Some people don't, and some God rest their souls. Most people don't make it to that point. You know, when they say that cliche saying that they say, "Jails and institutions are death," that's real shit.
Yeah.
That's real. And so what's a better day if you're out there struggling right now? You know, forgive yourself and take that first step, even though it doesn't matter how scary it is. You know, what the worst is gonna happen is not gonna work. And then you're gonna go right back to doing what you were doing before you even went and tried. The worst part is not trying.
I remember I used to always get told like I need to one of the self talks I need to implement as be kind and be patient
With yourself.
with myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people kind of have forgiveness misinterpreted. Like, for me, forgiveness was a process. It's not just like, okay, I'll forgive you. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I got to work on the issues that's truly behind what drives that resentment towards whether it's myself or somebody else.
Mm. That's good. Somebody else. Yeah.
Ooh,
What? This one?
how forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing. It means releasing
Where are you at?
control. We've already done that
Or where are you at?
right there.
Okay.
I don't even know what I was saying.
You said forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing. It means releasing control over what's already done.
Yeah.
That's good. Because that's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. You can't change. You cannot go back. You don't have a magic wand. You can't reverse. You can't go back in time. You can't do any of that. The only thing that you can do is make amends, forgive yourself for the shitty things that you've done, and forgive the shitty person that you were, and become a better person. You know, use that shitty person to mold yourself into an even better person, a good human. I don't even know if I'm still fully a great human.
I can't forget what I've done, or I will repeat the same fucking things.
Nobody said forget.
But it says how forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing.
I was saying me. I said I didn't say forget.
Okay.
We're getting off track. I was just saying I wasn't saying forget. Don't get defensive. Rebecca said me either.
Hmm.
Go ahead. You were gonna say something. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't know.
It wasn't about not forgetting. You can't forget. You can't allow yourself to forget, so that way you don't go back to doing what you used to do.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. It's okay to look in the rearview mirror, but don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck there. I was just saying that, like, I wasn't saying that anything about me forgetting. That's all I was saying.
What's the difference between forgiving others and forgiving yourself?
Amen to that. Oh, the difference between forgiving others and forgiving yourself? Well, well, for me, it was really hard for me to even think about forgiving somebody who had raped me or beat me. I had to forgive myself first because I blame myself for being in situations or putting myself in situations like that continuously with a person who I thought cared about me. Like I grew up with, we were like good friends and, and all the things. But like, I had to forgive myself for that first and then forgive that person. But that doesn't mean that I'm okay with being around that person. If I'm in the same room with them, I'm probably going to try to touch me, Jesus. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to put myself in the same room with him if I can help it. But that doesn't mean that I can't forgive him for myself, because forgiving him for everything he did for me just relieves that anger and resentment that I held toward him all that time. So I'm not stuck in that same revolving door of hatred and I can't get out of it.
Yeah.
So I have to forgive him and also forgive myself, but I have to start with myself before I can forgive him. So that way I can learn how to forgive another person. The difference is that it's not for the other person. It's for you.
Mm.
That's the difference. And I think people get mixed up, like you need that person's forgiveness, or you know what I mean? It's not like that. It's for you. It's for you internally. And it's to help you heal internally. And if the other person, like with my daughter, like, yeah, do I want her to forgive me? Absolutely. But I forgive myself for leaving her and choosing drugs over her and putting her in the situation that she had to go live with complete strangers because I chose a drug over her. I forgave myself for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's forgiveness. I had to, or I'd be stuck. You know what I mean? I'd be stuck in that, and I'd be still be sitting here like, do I hope that, like, I want her to talk to me? Absolutely. Do I want her to find an inkling of forgiveness for me to just have a conversation with me? Absolutely. But I have forgiven myself for all that from my past because I want to move forward and grow. I can't change not being there and being her mother from the time she was 8 until now. But I can continue to become a better person, somebody she could and should be proud of.
Yeah.
But once again, forgiveness is for the other, for you, not the other person.
So for me, I think the first time I ever experienced true resentment was when my dad died. I had a instant resentment towards God.
Oh, I blame God for everything.
My grandma, God rest her soul, she always kind of pushed me and my brother to be part of the church, and
Oh yeah.
she wanted us to be raised in that, and so I grew up with the belief like I'm torn between these between these teachings and what my reality is, right? So like everybody talks about how great God is, how this and that, but you take my dad from me when I'm 6 years old, and I experienced resentment for the first time, like true resentment. And not only that, now I'm left with trauma. I got abandonment issues. I got survivor's guilt.
Oh yeah.
But I still have my grandpa, so everything's, I still have some kind of rock to lean on. I still have some kind of father figure. So then when my grandpa dies, like it intensifies.
Well, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I have even more resentment. And honestly, I think that was one of the biggest resentments, like, I had to let go. That was one of the biggest parts of forgiveness I had to forgive. Like, and it took me a long time that Yeah, and sometimes I wonder, like, is that kind of where that thinking comes from? That everything happens to me, not
Mhm.
because of me,
Yeah.
right? So,
Is that something you taught yourself possibly growing up?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, life just dealt me a shitty fucking hand. You know what I mean? This is what it is. But it took me a long time to accept that there's some things I just will never fucking understand nor control.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not meant for me to.
Nope.
You know, so looking back now, like, kind of like you were talking about, like, I've had to learn to take positive out of the worst moments of my life. Like,
You have to pull positive.
I remember sitting in my dad's car right before they pulled out of the driveway. My mom comes and puts me in her car. You know what I mean? That was God.
Yeah.
Even at that, it took me a long time to realize that was God. Every overdose I've ever had, there was
God.
always someone there to save me. That's
Mhm.
God.
Yeah.
And it also took me a long time to realize there's a big difference between spirituality and religion.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
There definitely is.
Me
Definitely is.
personally, I don't follow religion. I don't judge anybody if they do. If that's what works for you, more power to you. For me, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a spiritual person. I'm gonna pray, but the God of my understanding, He don't care if I cuss.
Nope.
He don't care, He don't judge me or condemn me for these things, like, because it's me. You know what I mean? It's who I am. So when I pray and you hear me cussing, like, don't fucking judge. This is me and my God having a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I do the same thing. I'll pray, just like, fucking touch me, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just put your hand on me right now, Jesus. It's my God, though. You know what I mean? We all might share the same God, but we definitely don't have the same understanding of God
Yeah.
and what He looks like. Because I feel like He's different in everybody's eyes. All right. How letting go opens up space for greater connection and peace. Definitely. This is my connection, my peace, my growth.
It
That was good. That was good. I'm sorry. I thought it was funny. I'm glad I thought it was funny.
I couldn't grow when I was holding on to everything. It kept me stuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it made me, my shame and my guilt alone made me isolate and cut myself off with everybody, so there was no connection.
Yeah, because then you didn't have to deal with anybody.
Right. And peace, honestly, I didn't want anything to do with peace because I thrived in fucking chaos.
Yes.
Right?
Same.
Like, if there wasn't something going on in my life, best believe I'm going to make something happen.
Yeah.
So that way you can give me a reason to go do what I want to do.
Give me an excuse.
Yeah.
God, give me an excuse.
Go ahead. Watch me hurt me. You know what I mean? That saying's true.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, but when I started, especially self-forgiveness, right? Because I was my own worst critic. Like, I'll tear myself down faster than anyone else can. When I began to forgive myself, it opened the door to, you are worthy to have a relationship with your family. You are worthy to be loved. Like, those old core beliefs that I had about myself, they began to change. So I seek that connection. I seeked what was always in my subconscious, but I always denied.
Mm. Maybe you were just scared to get close to somebody because you were scared that they would leave you.
Yeah, abandonment issues. Absolutely. That and I catastrophize.
Me too.
Like, I'm not going to let you win and give you a chance to hurt me. You know what I mean?
I'm going to hurt you first.
Right.
Yeah.
If this
In my eyes,
shit's
I'm like,
gonna
I'm
go,
going to beat your ass.
if this shit's gonna go wrong, it's gonna be on my terms.
Yeah. Yeah. Rebecca said, absolutely. I'm not sure what part you were saying absolutely to. We did say a lot. Sorry, I didn't see your message or your comment sooner, Rebecca. All right. What changes when you stop fighting the past and start building the future? Everything.
Shit. Yeah.
everything. The way you think, the way you perceive and see things. Oh my God, everything. Man, God, everything. Listen,
For me, when I learned to embrace my past,
Yeah.
it helped me build who I am.
yeah,
Right? Like I'll take all these bad lessons. Okay, so now I can set boundaries not only with other people but with myself.
yeah,
Like I know my limitations. I have that self-awareness. And then
did you lose it?
building the future was fucking. It's still happening.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that we're gonna do for the rest of our lives because, like, there's always gonna be something that you're gonna do and achieve, and I feel like there's always gonna be something I'm gonna want to do and achieve.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. And I 9 times out of 10, if I set my mind to something, I usually do it.
One day.
One day.
That's what I always say. One day.
Just not right now.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Just not right now. All right.
Tips or habits you've learned to help practice forgiveness daily.
Be patient with yourself. Don't tear yourself apart. Like it's easy to do. If you don't get something, God forbid, don't rip yourself apart. Rebuild that engine.
Mm.
Yeah. But maybe pray, to God, talk about it. And just be patient. That's the best thing, best advice I can actually give you guys about, forgiving yourself is practice patience with that forgiveness, self-forgiveness, because you got to be patient with yourself because you're gonna forgive yourself and then you're gonna take it back and you're probably gonna do that 50,000 times, but just learn some patience with yourself.
I mean, I think that's a huge thing too. Be patient and be calm with yourself because I'm not fucking perfect.
I'm not
You know
perfect.
what I mean? So, like on daily, I'm gonna make mistakes, but
Me too.
am I gonna take accountability for it and learn from it and move on, or do you stay stuck in it?
Nope.
And that's that's to me that's what defines that.
Yeah, it's okay to be stuck in something for a little while. That way you can figure it out and see what is actually causing it, possibly. But staying stuck in it is no good. It's no good.
But I think the biggest tip that I can give somebody is research and find what works for you, right? Because everybody's different. Like for me, the first step for me was positive affirmations because I completely know self-worth. And when I first got told that I'm supposed to look at myself in the mirror and tell myself I love myself and I'm worthy and I'm kind, like, are you fucking stupid? You know what I mean? That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. And then I'm doing this for a week and I'm like, I kind of feel something. 2 weeks.
Talked yourself right into it, didn't you?
3 weeks, motherfucker, I believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a whole new confidence reborn.
Yeah. I get that. Same.
Same.
All right. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is the version of ourselves who didn't know better. Listen, put that person in a cage up there, have daily conversations with them because I promise you it'll help. It's okay to talk to yourself. It's okay. I'll argue with mine at random. It happens. You know what I mean? Or, I'll get to the point I get real mad sometimes and I'm like, if that's the bitch that you want me to let out the fucking cage, that's the bitch I'll let out. You know what I mean? But, you don't want that person, out into society. But I forgive that person. I have to live with that person every day for the rest of my life, regardless. At the end of the day, we're gonna wake up together. We're gonna drink coffee together. We're gonna go pee. We're gonna use the bathroom together. We're gonna shower together. We're gonna do everything together. So I have to forgive that version of myself regardless, because I have to live with that person regardless, because none of those things that I done as that person are going to leave me ever. So it's better to forgive who you was, so that way you can continue to grow into the person you are today.
I don't think I truly comprehended that until me and you were sitting in the garage one weekend on pass. We were at my sister's house,
Yeah.
and we were talking about how like you're learning to coexist
Yeah, you
with
have
your
to.
disease, right?
You have to.
And so then I go back to inpatient, and I start doing my own research on it, and that's when I read about Sigmund Freud and his theory about the dark passenger, and it made sense. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Like I forgive myself for what I've done, but once again, I don't forget. You know, because I can't. Because left to my own demise, like I will self-destruct.
Yeah. I mean, your person is just there. Your other person is just sitting there waiting on you. You know what I mean? But you can.
Please fuck up.
Huh?
Yeah.
But you do. You have to coexist with that person. We have to live every day till the day I die with this, with this disease. And yeah, I have a name for her. You know what I mean? But that's hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice.
That's a totally different one.
Yeah.
He's never even seen that side of me. You know what I mean? He's getting the best version of me that he can get, to be honest. And anybody who's ever seen me or known me in active addiction will tell you, like, there's no none. But I have to live with that person, and I have to coexist with her. And and it's easy. You have to find those steps, or take them steps, to forgive you and who you were and the things that you done, so that way you can build a healthy future for yourself and learn how to make a healthy decision for yourself. That was one of the most exciting things ever in my recovery. When I first was able to make a healthy decision by myself, I didn't need somebody's advice, or, I didn't need to, I could do it, right? I did it. And that was the most empowering thing I'd ever done. You know what I mean?
Thinking back now, that one of the most first healthy decisions I ever made.
What?
It came from a fucked up situation where I was like, I'm leaving ACM. Like, it's not for me. Instead of like going on the run or fucking like running from my problems, I was like, I'm gonna go turn myself in.
We turned ourselves in.
I'm going to
go back to rehab.
Yeah, I'm gonna set myself up in Waverly Transitional. Like, I think that was the first time that I can remember that I truly put my well-being first, right? Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna make an impulsive decision. Like, I thought this through. I did the pros and cons of it. I truly made a healthy decision.
You did, because you were heading for relapse.
Yeah.
You were not only heading for relapse, like, you were just not in a good place.
No.
Not at all. All right. Share one line about what forgiveness means to you today. Peace. Forgiveness for me today means peace. It means that I will be able to wake up and not be full of regret and full of guilt and shame, and be able to breathe, knowing that I'm going to make it through my day and have the tools to make it through my day. So for me, it's peace.
I'd say for me, it's probably joy.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, my go-to for any negative emotion was anger, but anger is a secondary emotion. Like, I'm only angry because I don't want to face what I'm really feeling, right? Whether it's sadness or anxiety, whatever it is, I would just express it in anger.
Because that's your go-to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go-to. Still my go-to.
Defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, protect me.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd say joy.
Peace and joy, those go together.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder we're compatible.
You had a plan and stuck with it.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, thank God.
Yes, we did.
I'll never forget. I'll call mom and I was like, "Hey, I'm coming home, turn myself in." Like you can tell by her voice, she's like, "Oh fuck, here we go." You know what I mean? It was good while it lasted, but here we go.
But you did,
I
though,
was
didn't
like,
you?
"No, I'm gonna turn myself in, and then I'm going back to Waverly."
I'm going back to Waverly. I'm going back to Pike County. Going to Pike County Rehab Mall. Mall. They're they're a lot sometimes. Think about what they might need to forgive. So, anybody who's out there listening, think about what you might need to forgive and remind yourself that healing doesn't mean pretending it didn't happen.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm going to say it one more time. Think about what you might, oh my God, need to forgive and remind you that, or just remind yourself that healing doesn't mean pretending it didn't happen.
I mean, that was a big part of my addiction.
We all pretend.
You know what I mean?
But self-forgiveness starts with you. And realistically, like, how bad do you really want to just get past the shit that's been keeping you stuck in that same revolving door or pot that you're stewing yourself in? That wasn't me. That you're stewing yourself in over and over and over and over again. Yeah, poor boomer. But it's a lot more freer on this side, and it's a lot more peaceful, and there's a lot more joy once you do start learning to forgive yourself. You know, be patient, be easy on yourself. Take small steps toward it though. Like, don't why is this not going up? Oh, maybe that's the end of it. But allow yourself to feel and allow yourself to be forgiven, because only you are going to prevent yourself from self-forgiveness. So
you gotta feel it to heal it.
You do. So letting go isn't giving up. It's choosing freedom over pain. And if you guys take anything away from this episode tonight, take that. And forgive yourself. Doesn't matter. Forgive yourself. You know, we all mess up. I messed up. He's messed up. You know, we're messed up individuals. We're still messed up individuals. But we just live our lives a lot better than what we used to. Because today we have forgiven ourselves and we care about what our tomorrow is going to look like.
I think when you truly begin to forgive yourself, you realize that you go from being a victim to a survivor.
Ooh, survivor.
Right? So when you become a survivor instead of a victim, we learn we control our emotions. We learn the coping skills that work for us, and we learn that we are in control of our lives. We make the decisions, and we're ready to accept the consequences, good or bad.
And we control the outcome.
Right. I write my own fucking story, you know.
And I lay my own damn stone in my road. Yeah. Not you. No, I'm just kidding. Not you, Karen. Whoever Karen is today, don't come for me. You know.
I would hate
Yeah,
you know,
but
like, she might be a real good woman.
she could be a hell of a person. I'm not judging. I was just being sarcastic and funny.
And we just stigmatize that, man.
We do. Maybe we should have find some forgiveness for Karen and move past it.
She don't need no better.
She don't know no better. Yeah. All right, guys. So join us Monday
Big meat.
for an episode of Pages from Rock Bottom. God, I got stuck in my words for a second. And we got a special guest from Sean Meacham. He will be on with us Monday.
That's my dude. I fucking love that guy, man.
Yeah.
We started in Ed's place together and went all the way through it.
Oh, yeah.
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 I remember when this little skinny ass got there. I was like, this motherfucker's gonna run.
I think he sent me that picture.
Yeah. I mean,
He said as soon as he got to Ed's place, he's like, "This is the picture of me
Yeah.
at Ed's place." Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
So we are going to have a episode with him Monday. So tune in. This ought to be good.
That'll be really good.
It will be good. And then Wednesday, we have an episode with Zach Cornett. He'll be joining us Wednesday. And then we have another special guest coming on Friday. So next week is kind of full, but we're gonna it's gonna be great stories, full of inspiration, struggles, pain, forgiveness. You guys are gonna hear it all. So join us Monday.
Monday.
With the Meacham.
Oh, Meacham Monday, son of a bitch.
Yeah,
I'll see
Meacham
you.
Monday. So we'll Meacham you guys Monday. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay, bye.